Hello and good evening. Today we're going to talk about hurricane planning and preparation and the different steps that we can take to help mitigate these disasters. First, we need to discuss exactly what is a hurricane. A hurricane is a tropical storm that forms over Caribbean waters. So it forms either tropical or over subtropical waters. The winds of these storms need to be at least 74 miles an hour before it's considered a hurricane. They are ranged between Cat 1 and Cat 5. Now, Cat 5 hurricanes do happen, but they are rare to hit the United States. There's only been four that's actually made landfall on the US, and they are Hurricane Michael in 2018, Hurricane Andrew in 1992, Hurricane Camille in 1969, and an unnamed hurricane that happened on Labor Day in 1935. There's different factors fueling these hurricanes, such as warmer sea temps, which will lead to stronger storm surges, which lead to more flooding. And these can increase the wind speed anywhere from 2% to 11%, which can cause more wind damage and injure or probably kill more people. A good example of this was in Hurricane Harvey in 2017 that saw an increased rain of 20% from that hurricane alone. So the different warning flags for hurricanes, and these hurricanes do different things. So the first thing that they do initially is they damage a lot more property. The reason for this is because people are moving more to the coast to either retire or enjoy the scenery. This was seen during Hurricane Sandy when that storm surge caused an estimated $65 billion in damages alone. There are three major impacts from hurricanes that we're going to discuss, which are human and or social, the economic, and the geographic. The human impact. So this is the most important one because this list lays down the framework for the other two. So in the initial steps of a hurricane, there will be mass confusion. People don't know what's going on and they're frightened because their homes may be damaged, as well as different communication systems can also be damaged. There's also economic impact when dealing with these hurricanes because it can lead to loss of jobs and to different businesses being closed, as well as different homes being closed as well, because some people actually run businesses out of their homes, whether it be daycare or repair services. The geographic impact of this is that people who have farms in these flood-prone areas, their livestock can be killed, which will directly affect their economic and their social status. And the landscape also changes if there is enough flooding and that new areas are carved out. So different ways we're going to deal with this is through the SMART objectives, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. The first thing we're going to look at is the specific, and we're going to look at the flood-prone areas, which will be the zones that are much more capable to flooding, whether it be from large rainfalls or from hurricanes. We want to take the community and develop programs and that these individuals can better protect themselves from these disasters. And we want to look at this program over a period of 3 years. We want to make sure this is also something that's measurable. So we want to increase buildings that are storm resistant. And in order to do that, we're going to have to change some of the zoning laws and also push for people to have more flood insurance, which will result in an increase in hurricane preparedness. This will result in areas being better prepared And a good example of this is New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. We also want to be realistic. So we want to make sure we have stakeholders that can help with the preparedness of these situations. So some of them can be, I've listed here, Home Depot, Walgreens, Keep From AutoZone, because they each specialize in a different area and that can help with preparedness. We want to make sure it's a timely plan. So we want to make sure the plans are up and running before the hurricane season. So New Orleans has done a good job of this in that their housing authority have listed in great detail which organizations within the housing authority has what job, and it goes from the time a hurricane is detected from 72 hours out all the way up to what is happening if the hurricane makes landfall in their area. So we want to measure success in different ways, and one of the best ways to do this is to make sure the sun laws have been updated so people can build or renovate their homes to be more flood resistant or wind resistant, have better, stronger windows, and make sure the flood insurance is increases. So FEMA's done a good job in having what's called community rating system, and that it raises 5% depending on what type of community you're in. So it goes from community 1 class to community 9 class. So community 1 will get a 45% discount, and community 9 will get only 5%. And there are 59 different companies that do this, such as Hartford, Farmers, Liberty Mutual, and USAA. But each of these has different plans in which people can build their own flood plans. In conclusion, hurricane preparedness is everyone's responsibility. It is a whole community dealing with the public and the private sector, and it can help reduce property damage and injuries. So this plan should be updated every year to ensure that the community is staying informed and the most up-to-date information is available to help make sure these plans stay where they need to stay. And I hope this has helped you learn a little bit about hurricane preparedness and how to better prepare.